Hi, my name is Frank Shaka. I'm the author of the book Bodyguard Principles. I've been involved with security for over 2 decades. I've also trained many in martial arts and in firearms defenses. I'm also the creator of the Shakatan. Everybody has asked me, what is the Shakatan? I'm going to describe what the Shakatan is not. The Shakatan is not a knife. I've trained so many people. I've volunteered my services for people that went through a horrifying event in their life, no matter if it was rape or domestic violence. I did find out something throughout my years of helping these people. A lot of them had some type of defense instrument. The knife was the number one item. The knife was taken away from them. Not only the knife was taken away, but it was used on them. I've had people training with me, I had a knife and a spike keychain, thinking that these items are going to help them or help defend themselves. It's a false sense of security. No matter what happens, when your fingers open up, the knife is gone. Do you think the person that's attacking you is going to attack you first or get a hold of this knife? You decide. Then I came across people who had mace or pepper spray to defend themselves. It's a good product, but it's not a serious product. First of all, it takes time. Every pepper spray has a little turning knob up here. It's a safety feature that I myself agree with. Just in case a kid gets a hold of it, whatever the case is, you don't want them to spray in it anywhere. But the problem with this little bottle canister is that it was taken away and used on victims. Again, the person that's attacking you sees this, his immediate response is going to get this out of your hand. Once this is out of your hand, it now belongs to him. The problem with this also is a lot of people don't realize there are 2 types of sprays here. You got a stream spray or a funnel spray. Which one do you have? How about the wind direction? What happens as you spray this into the wind? It's just going to come right back in your eyes. It defeats the purpose of having this. The other problem with this that I've heard countless times, when somebody did use this and they sprayed it on the person that's attacking him, the person that was attacking him, all he did was cover his eyes. He closes distance quickly. Once you close the distance quickly, this again is useless. It becomes a power struggle. Who gets this? So I don't agree with it. But what really got me was the stun guns. The stun guns is an item that you really need to know what you're doing with it. By the nature of the stun gun, you have to touch the person that's attacking you, which means they're in your proximity. It's not a taser that you can shoot that's 10 feet away. Now, if they could take the knife and the mace or canister away from your hand, how easy would it be to take the stun gun away? Again, the person is not attacking you yet. He's attacking to get that item away from you. Unfortunately, I came across and I met a few people that had a stun gun. They tried to defend themselves with the stun gun. They were used on them with the stun gun. Shakatan stays in my hand. I can do whatever I want with it. I can talk on the phone. It doesn't get in the way. I can carry groceries. I can write with it. I can pump gas with it. The Shakatan allows the ability to use all fingers, but yet it stays in the hand. The Shakatan relates to our childhood years. As we were children, what did we do mostly with our hands? We pointed, we pushed, we hit, we hammered. Those are our natural defenses when we're being attacked. So if we are attacked, the Shakatan, push or slap. The flat end stays on your palm, the narrow point of contact makes contact on bone or tissue. As that stabbing motion, the pointing, all over. What about the hammering that we're so fond of when we're children? How many times people done this to defend themselves? No, stay away from me, help me, let me go. All over the place. But there is one thing extra with the Shakatan that I'm fond of. The design of the Shakatan, which is why it took me a couple of years, is the end tips. The end tips are opened where if you're being attacked, it snags skin and you give a twist. By giving a twist and snagging skin, it leaves a mark. Now the mark is important. The reason why is because when you're being attacked and your adrenaline's pumping, your energy is going, you're fighting to survive. So you're going to be empowered. If you hurt this Aaron, he got away, and you called the police came, they took a report, and they found someone that matches that description, and you go identify if that was the person or not, and you say it was, this here leaves identifiable marks which will seal the deal of cops putting that person in jail. I'm going to talk a little bit about firearms. I'm a firearms instructor. I use firearms in my line of work. I have firearms at home. I am self-conscious of firearms. For those people who have a firearm and they think they're protected, you're delusional. By state law, you cannot go near or in public places with a firearm. Here's the situation. If you're walking down the street and there's 50 people around you, there's always somebody going to be near you. In a street, in a mall, plaza, wherever it is, you're always going to have people near you. How are you going to know which one of those 50 is going to attack you? Are you going to have enough time to pull out your sidearm and defend yourself from an oncoming attack? The answer is no. However, do you ever think about the bystanders behind that? You might have just hit somebody else innocently who had nothing to do with your defenses, nothing to do with your attack. So when we talk about sidearms and people are, I have my sidearm, I feel protected, you're not protected. What happens when you do pull out your sidearm and the attacker cut his time and distance with you and he's now got you? Your sidearm becomes a fight for survival now. Who has the firearm wins. Is that what the kind of position you want to put yourself in? I also train people with firearms, and there's one thing I've always stood against. I do not like people telling me they sleep with their sidearm. Why? If you're sleeping your sidearm and it's underneath your pillow, do you really think you're protected? I'm going to tell you it's a big no. The reason being is because you're sleeping. You just woke up, it's dark. You're confused, you're not focused. You're going to stumble to find your sidearm because you heard something. You're going to look in the dark because you heard something. You're going to aim in the dark because you heard something. And if something comes near you, you're going to pull the trigger no matter what it is. Did you ever once think about friendly fire? Is it a family member? Is it a pet? How do you really know what's in your house? And if you're going to tell me you sleep alone and you live alone and there's nobody in your house, you don't have to worry about that, well, here's something else to worry about, which has happened. A person has a firearm and they sleep with it. The person was robbed. The person could not get the firearm in time. By the time they pulled and fired, got the firearm out and started aiming, the person was already being attacked. Now the firearm belongs to the person that just entered the home invasion. Where's your firearm now? I am proud to say, the Shakatan, you can sleep with it. It stays in your hand, it will not harm you, it won't harm anyone else unless you use it. I am living proof of that. When I decided to make the Shakatan many years ago, I had placed obstacles before me. I did not want a blade. I don't want no spike. I don't want no chemical agents. I don't want electronics. I don't want no type of stun gun at all. I've seen all the damages that those things caused other people over the years. But there's something else I needed to make sure. We all have children today. Children by nature are so curious, they're so quick, they examine everything. That's how they learn. I didn't want something that a child could hurt themselves with. I have a 3-year-old daughter myself. She plays with the Shakatan. She doesn't get hurt. There's no blade, there's no spike, there's no chemical agents, there is no electronic shock at all. The sticks are even coated with tongue oil, 2 coats. Tongue oil is non-toxic, protects the stick from moisture. Why did I do that? Because kids are kids, I'm going to put it in their mouth. So we ask ourselves, what is the Shakatan? The Shakatan is a non-lethal defense instrument. It is more effective than a knife, stun gun, pepper spray, or anything you can think of, including a gun. Why? Because it's old close quarter. When you're being attacked, you're being attacked. It's the surprise that the assailant relies on, not the foretold knowledge. So when you're being surprised, no matter what you had that could leave your hand, once you open up, I don't care what it is, knife or anything else, I need a thumb to hold it. If I don't have my thumb, what happens? It goes to the ground. But with this in my hand, I could do everything I'd done as a child. I could hammer, I could poke, I could start slapping. It's not coming out, I'm moving my hands. I could then put it towards the skin and twist and snag and pull. I could apply enough pain compliance to the attacker to get off of me, to leave me alone. You have the right to preserve yourself. Nobody has the right to humiliate or harm you in any way. It doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home mom, a college student, a working parent. It doesn't matter if you want to go out in town and have a great time. You got to do it carefully though. You don't want to carry something that's going to give you the false sense of impression of security. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to put this on the fingers and move around. The Shakatan has an elastic loop. It fits any size. It doesn't matter if you have very thin fingers or if you have very thick fingers. It's there. The Shakatan can move in any direction. You want to walk the dog? Walk the dog. You want to talk on the phone? Talk on the phone. If you need to work night, you're going to walk to your car at night by yourself, do you really want to keep keys in your hands or the Shakatan? How many times you're told punch with the keys? My name is Frank Shaka. This is the Shakatan. If seeing is believing, then I've shown you the truth. Knife, stun gun, mace, all those things could be leaving your hand as soon as you open up. I have not dropped this once and moved it around. It stays with me. It is the ultimate personal protection, the ultimate traveling companion. My name is Frank Shaka. I'm the author of Bodyguard Principles. I am the creator of the Shakatan. You stay tuned. We're going to show you a bunch of videos how more successful this is. Thank you for watching.